Hey, toy fans, so I'm here with another one of our reviews. Now, if you know and you follow me on TikTok or Instagram or even Knock Knock, I love the Funwhole slash Lumibricks. Now, they're called Lumibricks now, but a lot of the packaging we're going to get has that FO, Funwhole, wholesome fun, fun for the whole family, etc. However you want to put it. But they have changed the name since. So that's why I'll have Funwhole slash Lumibricks. And I do have an affiliation with the Funwhole Lumibricks. So I have a link that helps out if you decide that you want to buy this set. Buy it through my affiliate link. It helps me out. It gives a little bit of money in the pocket. And I use that to get other sets down the road so that way I can keep bringing you the information you need. Now, if you come across this set either on Amazon or others and you're like, it looks pretty cool, I just don't know about it. That's what this video is for. It's to kind of walk you through, let you know what's there, let you see the build, and then you can kind of make your informed decision after that. Because as someone in the brick building community, we want to make sure that we're giving you all the information that we can get. Now, going off and saying this, and this is something that I wanted to kind of put out there first and foremost. This is a standard brick set. And when I talk about standard bricks, I talk about a 2x2 stud set. So a square set. If it's 12 centimeters, it's considered mini. If it's 10 centimeters, or is that right? Yeah, 10 centimeters, it's considered, what is it? Micro. But if it is 16, you know what? I might be saying that wrong. Let's look. I'm thinking millimeters. If it is 16 millimeters, it's standard, which is what Lego is. 12 is mini. 10, I believe, is micro. This is not micro. This is not mini. This is standard size. So this does fit with all your Lego brand stuff. Yay! Perfect for world building. Let's jump into it. I'll tell you why. First, let's look at this box. Now, all Funwhole Limberbrick stuff, they come in this box, and it's actually a reusable, resealable box that kind of opens up. They're pretty hefty boxes. They hold up fairly well. Normally, when I'm packing my boxes away, I'll pack small boxes into the next box and the next and kind of stack them. But they do take up a lot of room. They don't break down very easy. These are pretty solid boxes. And if you decide that you don't want that part, you can take it apart, put it in the box. The box is going to hold up. You don't have to worry about it crushing down on your build. Kind of like with Mold King or what Lego has with some of their kind of slide boxes or whatever, small stuff. This is more of a collector type item, so you got to keep that in mind. Now, this is the F9023 version 2.0. So this is the second version. I think they had a print redo and then a brick redo just to kind of make this better. So Lumibricks is always looking for feedback. They're always looking to make these things better. So keep that in mind. It's a good company. This is a part of the town life. It is the Newsstand. And you get this nice picture of the build of what everything should look like with some background stuff. On the top, we get the Funwhole Delight Day and Night. On this side, we get Legalese. Over here, we get what's included along with our barcode. We get more Legalese stuff on the bottom. And then on the back, you have warning stuff talking about it's not really a toy. It is more of a model thing, though you can kind of play with it. But it definitely meant for older kids for sure. You do have these things here that show details, close-ups of the actual toy itself and how it's put together, which is important. Now, box being really cool, it's not going to give us all the info. Let's take a look at the booklet. Now, the booklet itself, all the booklets that we have that come with the Funwhole slash Lumibricks, they're pretty well printed. They've got a lot of detail in it. It's not like a fold out thing. I've had a couple that are fold outs, but they're really small sets. Everything else, it's going to have quite a bit to it. Got some info about Funwhole, about the company itself, where it came from. You get a picture of the toy. Now this should differ from the first picture, kind of give you another angle. We get the inspiration. So they do take inspiration of, what they're building. Like, hey, why are they building this and what's the story behind it? Oftentimes they do like an inspiration like this one. Amidst the bustling street stands and New York kiosk that has been part of the city for decades, bearing witness to urban transformations in people's lives, the proprietor of the kiosk, Albert, aged 70, arrives early every morning to set up an array of newspapers and magazines, ready to welcome the customers who come to make their purchases. So, cute little, kind of gives you some characterization of whoever you're getting for your minifig. I like it. Tells you what we got as far as the parts kit for the lights, safety precautions, warnings, that sort of thing. It shows you how to put the minifigs together. And the minifigs for Lumibricks, I know a lot of people don't like them. I personally, I kind of dig them. I think that they're fun and they mesh okay with our Lego minifigs. They don't feel quite as square boxy as the Lego minifigs, which might be nice for different body types, be quite honest. So I kind of like the fact that they do change some things. And then, of course, you get all this on how to break down your build. It is pretty solid. They do have chapters, so as far as the bag, tells you what bags, walks you through the chapter, and then it'll tell you the next bag. It almost feels like chapter skips, which is pretty good. And that's kind of what we would want as far as, the I guess you would say the build of this as going into it. We want it to feel kind of a little more natural and feel like it's something that is working in our favor. But we didn't come here for the book or the box. We came here for the toy, which is this right here. I was surprised. This is something I passed on many, many, many times. And I wasn't quite sure if I was going to get it. And I'm actually very, very glad that I did. This is a solid, solid build. Um, the detail in it is amazing, and so far I think I've sent a couple of like my city builds, like on shorts. This is within that city build. This thing is amazing. So let's go ahead, break it down. Let's look at what all we have. So with this set, you do have working street lights. You do have a lit area for your poster. You even have a backlight in the back of this. And you have a spot where you can actually add another light kit to it. You don't want to draw too much voltage, but it's there. Now, with this set, you do have that fire hydrant. And this is actually a pretty cool way of building fire hydrant. I'd love to break this down for us one day for the world builders that don't have this set, because the way that they built this is solid. You do have these pieces here that are floating on the outside. You have all this detail. You have a moped that's got, of course, a removable box, a light. You've got a bicycle over here with a plant on it. You've got these nice little kind of seats with, flowers and stuff, working street lamp. You do get a seagull. And of course, you can see Albert in there. Uh-oh, knocked off the top here. Let me fix that real quick. Oh, here, I'm going to stick it back on there and put it in place. Okay, so going this way, we do have this rotating poster. Now, this poster, you can rotate and choose which poster you want to have out. So if you want to have the, what is that? Collector's Haven Grand Opening, you can put that out. Or if you want the Flower Festival, you can have that out as well. You have some clippable items up front. On the back, and we'll talk about this. So on the back, you do have some wires here that this is the one area that I have a hard time with as far as the wires. Now, it does say that we're supposed to take our plant. We can kind of put the wires underneath here, and we can put the plant on top to hold it in. But it doesn't really hold as well as I want it to. But I do have a solution for it. And my solution actually is with the builder kit for forest. I had it to where there's like a big yellow one. I might use that on the back with some leaves to kind of cover it up, because that's a kind of a sore place for me. You do have an opening door here. And then if you go around to the side, you do have a free floating poster. You've got these things here. Love my dream town. All sorts of printed pieces. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now the top does pop off. You can set it to the side, and you do have this actual awning that does slide out into place, which is a very cool thing. A foam that's detachable. You got hanging magazines and newspapers that hang in the front there, along with Albert. On the inside, you have even more detail. Let's see if I can pop that up so you can see. Yeah, city maps, things like that. You know what? Let's shed some light on this so we can see it a little bit better. Ah, there we go. Inside, you do have books and newspapers and all sorts of stands in there. So there's quite a bit of extra in there. You do get to see the backside of the soda counter over here. And then if you were to put that down right here and the lights are kicked on, you can actually, let's see if I can turn that away so you can see that just a little bit better at how much light you get in there. This is a cool set. I was quite surprised. It looks great on city blocks as far as like how you put this thing together. Like it's a modular set, which is nice for world building, but it also has a lot of just nice detail, play value. The fact you can open this up, you can get inside to see Albert. You can move him around. There's areas in there with shelves, quills, binoculars, things like that. A little cash box in the back. Small details that you're using, bricks for in order to put this thing together. The soda canister thing over there is a beautiful mock. As a matter of fact, there's a part of me that wants to take that apart, show you how they built it, so that way you can make your own soda machine because it's pretty amazing. Overall, I think there was about 27 printed pieces, and no, there are no stickers. Every single thing in here is printed. And that's something to keep in mind. This set cost me, I think originally it was like $35. I used a coupon because I do get points on Lumibricks, much like Lego does points. Lumibricks has their own point system as well, which is kind of nice. But I will say this: the I used a coupon on it, got it for a pretty decent price, and of course gained points for purchasing in that way. But I was quite surprised by this. I actually happen to like this. This is probably one of my favorite sets so far out of the Town Life, and I definitely see this being something that works with the world building. I do have the street set coming in for the what is it? The skate shop that's coming in. So this is going to pair up, I think, there. I also have the Midnight Haunted Mansion that I'm putting together. That will also probably be built into my city. Have the Sheriff's Town, but that goes with the Old West stuff. And I do need to review those because I think I've reviewed like one or two sets, but I need to look at the rest as we do. Like with this, this is an actual review. Let's look at it and let's take a good shot at it. All in all, I like this set. There's one thing I do have problems with how this street lamp is with the wire buried under here. Oftentimes, if this gets knocked up, I'm always afraid of breaking these off. So for me, you might put a little bit of slack in here underneath before you set that down and then pull some of the slack out of the sides. I do have a problem with these. These tend to break off quite often, but you snap them back into place, put them there. As long as you're not putting your hands on it, you'll be fine. Um, the main area of concern that I have is actually right in here with the wires. The wires, this does kind of bother me. The routing brick is here. Now, you could, in theory, if you're world building, and it might be something I do, take the brick off, replace it with an actual, you could bury it with like some plates and some other things and some snot bricks coming up, and then run the router down inside of your world underneath the streets. That's one way of looking at it. Or you can take a bit of foliage here and you can actually use these holes here and maybe some service, like they're pins with studs on the end, to hang some foliage over it. So what I might do is I might actually build some actual foliage and fern work on the back of this that covers those wires so you don't see them. And so they're not in the way. I have another wire that's being plugged into there for my street light, which is for my world. I didn't put it with this because it doesn't come with it, so you don't need to see that part. But there are ways to hide those wires. It's not that big. Just be aware that there are wires exposed on this one on the back, and if you're wanting to have something to play with, you're probably going to want to cover that somehow. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. And that's, besides for a few things, like with any Lego set, like having this off on 2 pegs makes that sign easy to come off, but it's not too bad. Concerned about the wire for this, not too bad. And other than that, just the gold foliage and this, they can be knocked off fairly easy. So if you got cats that like to play with stuff, maybe put up a little bit higher. You know what I mean? All right. And that's pretty much all I got to say about this one. It is a great set. I'll put my affiliate link for the Lumibricks in there. If you decide to purchase this, try to purchase it to the affiliate link. It really helps out the channel. I do get a small kickback. And I mean, it's small, but every little bit helps. And I want to be able to continue giving you information about these and basically reviewing them, letting them know if it's good or not. And this one, surprisingly, for our price that we're getting at $35 on average, this is really good. So it's definitely worth picking up and getting. That's all I got to say about this set. It's a beautiful set. I would definitely suggest if you're wanting to do world building, you get it. So thank you all for showing up and seeing my beautiful face here. I love you all. Jesus loves you more. There's nothing you could do about it. Have fun with the build and good luck with the brick hunt.